touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like... Favor, just touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure you get everything like you want it.
Well, good evening, Sigma race fans, and welcome aboard after a holiday weekend. Hopefully everyone had a good Memorial Day weekend. Obviously, a bit rougher than expected with the loss of Kyle Busch, but we soldier on. We come back to you live with some more racing this week here in the Sigma Cup Series, Sigma ARCA Series tonight. Sigma Cup comes up here in a little while in the week. Thursday, hopefully we can get things started as expected on Thursday with the Sigma Cup Series still rolling according to plan, but scheduling's a little bit more free this week. We'll try to get through it as much as we can, get caught back up when we can. So, of course, tonight with the ARCA Delta division, Kiss the Bricks 100, and we've taken the time machine back in time to 1911 with the Brickyard. Indianapolis Motorspeedway back in the day was laid completely brick by brick to create the entire racetrack. We are bringing it back to life here in NR2003 with the Sigma ARCA Delta division. Getting through the lineup here today, we've got Reese Landry and Joseph Hayes on the front row, followed by Wesley Shaw and Fujisaki there, Chihiro Fujisaki that is. Chris Jaramillo and Terry Bull, Matthias Bento with Ismael Fontanez. And then top 10, you've got Alex Pollard and Paul Tabarini starting there. Elijah Lemon with Jamie McMurphy, John Underkoffler and TG Castlenut. Josh Milton just got out of victory lane from the last ARCA race, rolling into tonight's race here in Indianapolis, winning at Las Vegas last. Could he make two big statement races with the biggest track coming here tonight in Indianapolis, right there alongside Michael Bird? Then, next row back, you have Bucky Campbell and Ty Kisniver, followed by Cooper Landry and Boogie there in the number 9. Borat Sagdiev and Heen Clutchoke, Parker Sparks and Adam Jefferson, Gabe McDuffie with Craig Bush, Sean Ard and Juliana Bold, Carlos Eduardo and John Thompson with Junior McLaughlin and Aiden Sparks. The tail end of the field brought up with Jamie McNugget and William Clyde. It's going to be pretty wild seeing these cars roar around the track as it used to be back in the 1900s. The original Brickyard run at this very configuration made absolutely completely of bricks. So the truck race will hopefully get to it tonight. I didn't get it done with the holiday yesterday. I was coming home from vacation. We didn't get it as scheduled, so I'm hoping tonight to get the truck race in after the ARCA race. as tomorrow I have iRacing coverage that I'm going to be on top of too. So it's a busy start to this week already after the holiday week. I have plans in place with the Cup Series. I want to try to pay as much tributes as we can for the Coke 600 and on. And obviously tonight, ARCA, trucks and whatnot, not as much changes as the field has stayed pretty much unchanged from the last couple weeks. But here we are rolling tonight. Reese Landry gets the early lead with the 52 right behind him of Wesley Shaw. Settling into third there, that is the 02 of Chris Jeremio with the number 8 of Matthias Bento. Already looking up to the top 5, Alex Pollard, who had a runner-up finish in Las Vegas last race out. Here he is, creeping his way into the picture of the top 5 here at Indianapolis. 40 laps the distance here today, 100 miles in the Kiss the Bricks 100. These drivers will likely have to make at least one pit stop to make it to the finish here today, whether that is because of a caution or perhaps under green flag circumstances today. We'll see. The bricks are often unforgiving. Indianapolis has claimed lives back in the day. It's not a great track when in the terms of wrecks and very dangerous ones at that. But we're not going to lose anyone here today. Everyone's going to come out on top in the Sigma racing world. But you could look at some of these wrecks as scary, jarring, and potentially even career-defining for some folks if they get wrecked hard here today at Indianapolis. This marks race number 16 of 27, so this ARCA season is coming to a close pretty rapidly here. A lot of newcomers joined in late. They are part of a unique situation here where they are actually eligible for the championship, and they're going to be able to run both the Alpha and the Delta division with points counting towards both of those. So don't discredit the likes there of Alex Pollard, Elijah Lemon, and a few other drivers like Milton, who just won at Vegas. And oh, Pollard's getting turned into, and I think that's a wreck. That looked like Elijah. Oh, they're wrecking in the background again. ARCA cars. There's some ARCA wreck moments here, it looks like. Oh, and the game crashes on me. Dang it. Well, saved by the bell. Obviously here the wreck we did not get to see because the game decided to crash on us. So reset, restart. Not sure why the game crashed. Not sure why the cars were crashing. Kind of an unusual glitch in the track. So we haven't had this problem in quite some time. I didn't want to jinx it, of course, but we got lucky here that it happened so early in the stream that we should be able to get right back into it and not really miss much time here tonight. We're not going to do through the field on the restart here. We'll just get the race rolling and get back into it. And we'll kind of give you a play-by-play on where everyone shakes out from the restart here. So definitely a reset and a lot of different faces up here in the top 10. Joseph Hayes gets the pole this time. Alongside of him, that is Anderson, Adam Jefferson. William Clyde makes off like a bandit here and gets up into the top 5 in qualifying after qualifying nearly dead last in that last start of the race. McLaughlin alongside of him, Tabarini and Sparks, Pollard, Fontanez, and your top 10 with Carlos Eduardo and Gabe McDuffie there. So here we go, try number 2 here tonight. First race was delayed, reset. We hit the big reset button, shuffled it up. just some of the strange occurrences when it comes to NR2003 style racing. In real life NASCAR, you got rain delays and cancellations or shortened races. Well, Sigma Cup, or Sigma ARCA for this matter, you have full forced restarts sometimes based on definitive crashes of the game that force your hand here. So it crashed so hard that our ticker is all goofed up. Let's see if we can make it past lap 4 this time before they start wrecking again. Alrighty, well, we're back at it, lap 3 here. Our tickers are a little bit wonky, but we have the races going here, so. Already a battle for the lead here between William Clyde and Ismael Fontanez. Also up to third, you got the 84 there of Joseph Hayes. Gabe McDuffie up into the top 5, and even Parker Sparks running in 5th at the moment. Alex Pollard running in 6th. Here come the cars sliding through the turn. They're sending in there full speed ahead. Pretty wild when you can take a time machine back and come to a racetrack in its existence before the current, mod. It's going to crash again. Lap 4, and it crashes yet again. So I take a couple days off, and now I can't even get the races rolling here tonight. Hoping third time's the charm here, really. Evidently, it has something to do with this track, I would imagine.
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections. Favor, touch all your seatbelts.
Okay,
touch all your
third
connections,
time's the
touch your
charm. I
horn.
didn't want to jinx this. Third time's the charm. One more restart. This is not how we intended this to go. But now you have Juliana Bold and John Underkoffler on the front row, followed by Aiden Sparks and Paul Tavarini, Terry Bull and Chris Jeremio, with Chihiro Fujisaki and Boogie, and your top 10 rounded out with Alex Pollard and William Clyde. Third time's the charm. Don't want to jinx it, but here we try it one more time, hopefully for the last time here tonight. If it crashes a third time, I don't want to imagine. I don't want to jinx it. But I might have to do a full-on reset of my computer. We know that it'll make it to lap 4 before crashing, so And the weird part is we don't even have a full field here. We have under 35 entries here in the ARCA Delta division. And it shouldn't be a problem of the amount of cars on field. It might be, when I reinstalled this track, I noticed that they didn't actually have it compressed. And instead the track is extremely large, and they've like created the track as is, with all the files still very much bogging down the track file. So maybe, just maybe, it needs to be compressed and create more room on the track file folder, maybe. I know when I was building my track, Moses Lake Motorplex, that if I ran the track with too many files in the track folder, it would cause the game to crash. So that could be a solution. I hope this resetting it twice is maybe the solution it needed. Like I said, this really had not been a problem before. This is a new track that we haven't tested on before, so that's really the only downside, is not knowing what this track is going to do to us here tonight. Alex Pollard with the fastest lap here at lap number 3. And now we got a yellow. We got our first yellow here. Maybe this is why the game keeps crashing. The actual track didn't never have a pace car that could get on the racetrack. So that so this is why our game keeps crashing on us. Yep, and the pace car is not able to pull off pit road because the track designer did not. Okay, so we are going back to the olden times when they didn't have a pace car. There's going to be no cautions. We're going to do this completely out of complete comfort zone for these ARCA drivers. If you wreck, you're out. And that might have been, that's kind of how it was back in the old days anyways. So no cautions, no yellow flags, no restarts. So true chaos mode, no cautions. We got to make it through this race. I can edit this track and fix that problem, but that'll take too much time here tonight. So we are going to do something very untraditional here with the Sigma ARCA Delta. And you best be in a good position to stay out of trouble here tonight. If you get in a wreck, your day might be done. 100 miles is not long at all for some of these drivers. It's going to be gone in a blur. So reset for the last time, and if the game's still going to figure out a way to crash, then we might really pull the plug on it here tonight and figure something else out. Maybe a different track, maybe the original Indy, but still got one more try in our pockets here. Parker Sparks and Reese Landry will reset the field here. And we're back and rolling. Damn it. Yeah, okay, I had reset the game. Dang it. The ticker was all messed up. Man, we are striking 1,000 here on not making this race happen.
Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your connections, touch your Hans. Just make sure. Favor, touch all your seatbelts, touch all your
Okay, I'm sorry,
touch your
folks.
Hans. Just make sure
This
you get
has
everything
taken
like
a
you
lot
want.
longer than it needed to. Of course, the night when I got everyone all tuned in and ready to watch something unique happens. Something uniquely unexpected and unpleasant. So So front row, it's going to be William Clyde and Milton, Josh Milton, race winner from Las Vegas, last race out. And now here we go. As you watch the pace car pull off the racetrack completely. Glitched out of existence here. That one, it didn't. Oh, yeah, now it goes all the way in. There you go. That's weird. That ain't normal. But here we go. You're either in a wreck or you're in it for the running. And no matter what, you got to come out on top here today with minimal mistakes. These ARCA cars today have already proven to be a magnet for wrecks here at Indianapolis. Try to keep our cameras tuned in to the most dangerous spots on the track to see if we get any big wrecks that take folks out of the running here today. And so if you're just now tuning in, you haven't missed much. The game has crashed on me thrice, and it just came to my attention that it's because of the pace car, and the design of the track is actually forcing the pace car to be walled off from running onto the track when a caution comes out. So it's trapped on pit road. And because of that, the game would crash because it'd be telling the pace car to get off pit road and come out there and collect the field. Well, it couldn't do that. So here we are, attempt number 5, and we are gonna run it without cautions. These ARCA drivers are being pushed to the limits here, tested, and basically thrown back in the time machine with the track, with the officiating. Back in the day, they may not have had full course cautions. You just kind of kept running. You put a little bit of duct tape on it, go back out there and try to get some of your laps back that you might have lost. And whoa, there's a wreck waiting to happen there with Boogie and McNugget. They were able to recover there and fall into single file running all the way to the tail back there where it's double, double, double. Alex Pollard gets right up there alongside Cooper Landry. This is for 18th place. Alex Pollard clear of the 69 and now defending on the 97. 16th and worst on back there, it looks like. Okay, so Pollard is settled into 20th there. Jamie McMurphy in 19th. Parker Sparks from the front row has dropped all the way from 1st to 18th here. Your race leader. Oh, and we are flipping over in the background. Your race leader at the moment currently is the one of William Clyde. And Junior McLaughlin ends upside down here on the end of turn 2. John Underkoffler's right there in front of him. Here comes the 84 of Joseph Hayes. Joseph Hayes is going to drive it in there too hot, spins the 66 out, and he goes for a tumble. One car out of the race already. And it looks like that was about it for that. Not a big wreck, but still a hard wreck for sure. Jamie McNugget up into the top 15 here. Jamie McMurphy gets a little bit further ahead. Oh, wow. Actually, McNugget falls all the way back to 20th there after getting passed by multiple cars. The comers and goers, there's a lot of passing through the midfield here as they're gaining and losing spots at a rapid pace. Fastest lap in the race so far set by Gabe McDuffie. And we are currently on lap number 6 of 40. Laps are ticking away pretty quickly. More wrecks waiting to happen around every corner here at Indianapolis. You just gotta kind of imagine these ARCA drivers not very accustomed to racing on a brick racetrack. The brick's kind of throwing them for a bit of a curveball here. They're not able to gauge the speeds they're going here at Indianapolis like the modern configuration of the racetrack. So I feel like that's how we're seeing some of the mistakes made here tonight. Like that one wreck, we saw Joseph Hayes just slide all the way up the track and into the 66 of McLaughlin. And a lot of that's going to be happening here throughout the 40 laps, 100 miles of racing. Michael Bird running in 7th, Paul Tabarini in 8th, Ty Kisniver in 9th, and a top 10 run going for TG Castlenut at the moment. Boogie in the top 15, Elijah Lemon right there with him. Adam Jefferson's falling backwards. Terry Bowl up to the top 20 it looks like now. A lot of 2x2 at the tail end of the field here. And only one retired so far. It looks like he might not be back after the damage from flipping on turn 2 there. William Clyde leads over Matthias Pinto and the 16 there of Heen Clutchoke. They also have Bucky Campbell in the 85 and Gabe McDuffie there in the 03. Here goes Pinto looking to take the lead. Dives down on the inside. Clyde on the defense now. Number 8 Chevy SS there goes to the lead for Matthias Pinto. Tail end of the field, Wesley Shaw, Craig Bush, Sean Ard in 31st, Reese Landry in 30th, Aiden Sparks 29th, Carlos Eduardo 28th, Parker Sparks, Joseph Hayes, Chris Jeremio, Borat Sagdiev, Chihiro Fujisaki, and Ismael Fontanez in 20th. Meanwhile, moving up, you have John Thompson up to 19th, Jamie McNugget in 18th, Alex Pollard up to 17th. 16th is Terry Bull, 15th John Underkoffler, 14th Cooper Landry. So some movers, definitely some folks moving up closer to the front of the field here. You have the Hot Wheels double there of Bucky Campbell and Michael Bird, both running in the top 5. A deadly duo with the Hot Wheels. Whoa, race lead's getting tight there. William Clyde right up on the back bumper of the 8, makes the move for the lead. That could have been a wreck waiting to happen. Your leaders, all 3 of them, duking it out for the top position. Gabe McDuffie looking in there. Got the 85. You also got the 89, and here comes the 16 and the 11 as well. William Clyde takes over the top spot. Here goes Gabe McDuffie. Yeah, trying to keep an eye on the backfield as much as possible if there's another name that pops up. Our caution ticker is kind of useless here during this broadcast because the cautions are disabled. But still all 33 cars at the tail end of the field there. William Clyde building a gap here now over Gabe McDuffie. And you have the two Hot Wheels cars side by side for 4th and 3rd. Dean Clutchoke for LFG Motorsports in the number 16, and now Bucky Campbell falling backwards here. Josh Milton on the move. Paul Tabarini back in 9th, or 8th rather. Ty Kisniver in 9th. TG Castlenut 10th. Boogie in 11th. Lemon in 12th, Bold in 13th, McMurphy 14th, and 15th it is Adam Jefferson. John Underkoffler on the move, getting up into the top, 20 on his way, trying to move closer to the front. Good analysis there. It's actually the Kyle Busch font, so I think now it kind of evolved into a tribute to Kyle Busch in a way with the font similar to the number 8. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure because you got the 12 up here definitely sporting the Biff colors, the Biff font. It's a very slick looking scheme that was put together there by William Clyde. They got that one out there, and it looks, it encapsulates the whole spirit and look of the Biff. And then of course you got the Seahawks car in 2nd. Gabe McDuffie's already a race winner this year. This Delta division has been interesting, and we'll see who comes out on top of the overall championship at the end of the year. But winning is definitely going to be a big factor of getting yourself that title at the end of the year here. Gabe McDuffie has some work to do, but every chance he has to get a win, that's going to help him get that much closer to that overall ARCA championship title. The way that the ARCA title works out, it almost feels more like a kind of a hot, ranks. What do you call that? The power rankings. It feels more like than a championship ranking. When you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. And definitely, Gabe McDuffie has had more races where he's been hot versus races where he has not been. Under attack now, that's going to give Michael Bird and Bucky Campbell 2nd and 3rd. 3 wide, almost, not quite, but getting recover, and fight again. Get back to the top spot. All in the meanwhile, William Clyde leading laps here and driving away with it. Nothing changing at the back. Looks like the 94 of Reese Landry making a pit stop. 53 of Chihiro Fujisaki as well making a pit stop here. So we're in the window for folks to start making pit stops, apparently. 40 laps is the distance, so this is like an undercut super special stop for those that did pit there. It's almost perfect to go without a pit stop here, but you're going to see pit stops for sure. Ooh, Michael Bird clipped the wall there, overdrove it. Now with folks deciding to pit, is that going to open up the strategy window where your leaders are going to be pressured into pitting here soon? Well, McDuffie back up to third here. Bucky Campbell falls back to fourth. Bento in fifth. Milton, and here we go. Bento making a move for position there. He's looking for fourth place on Bucky Campbell. Josh Milton in the 11. That Chevrolet has definitely been stout since starting here in the Sigma ARCA. Whoa, and Bucky Campbell gets into the wall there. Milton already a race winner from Las Vegas. He wants to try and back it up with back-to-back impressive finishes here. It looks like the 94 is getting back out on track, but he's going to make another round for a pit stop here. What happened to the 94 for him to beat? Oh, they wrecked on pit road. What in the world? Ah, man. Of all things, you're just minding your business and you get run into on pit road. Well, hopefully no one else has the misfortunes of the 94 machine there on pit road. Meanwhile, it's William Clyde leading over Gabe McDuffie. Yeah, the tough part is if these leaders are actually going to pit, you know they're burning more fuel right now, racing up front, leading all the laps, so they may be forced to pit eventually. That was a very subjective return to the racing line there, but no wrecks, no problem. TG Castlenut made his pit stop. Up to 13th now, it's John Underkoffler. More takers down pit road, I assume. 72 got in an accident. What happened to the 72 of Alex Pollard here? Running in 24th. Aw, man. Well, that was just a mishap going down pit road, it looks like, for the 72. And everyone else making pit stops now, so they have now pulled off the Band-Aid. This is a track rendition that I think we will be more than pleasantly happy to not return to. Well, we're halfway through the race, 22 laps in, 18 laps to go. Gabe McDuffie got to the lead there briefly. I feel like I could actually improve this track and make it less of a, oh, what in the world? William Clyde just out of nowhere wrecks Gabe McDuffie coming off pit road. Dude, what in the world? Wow. Some more ARCA moments as we're calling it here tonight. Gabe McDuffie had the race lead there, and he got clubbed by the #1 pit stall of William Clyde. Well, it's something, all right. This race was fighting us all the way from the beginning here tonight, and it's still giving us fits. Bucky Campbell, your new race leader, followed up by Matthias Bento and William Clyde, who just made contact with the exit of pit road there, 03 of Gabe McDuffie. And McDuffie, I think, just embarrassed at this point, rolling around on the grass here. I don't know if retaliation is going to be served up here or not, but he is not doing all right in the 03 car. McDuffie pulls back down pit road here as the leaders are going to come roaring around him on the racetrack there. Well, this is definitely an interesting one-off race. They're going to get the damage fixed on that 03 and try to get back out there. But no matter what, someone's got to come out on top here tonight, and definitely someone will be celebrating, kissing the bricks, drinking the milk here at Indianapolis at the Brickyard. Bento leads over Campbell and Clyde. Gabe McDuffie robbed of what could have been a great finish here tonight. Had the fastest lap, was up front fighting for the lead, and taken out by the guy who had the #1 pit stall here today. No cautions to save anyone here. It's going to be a run all the way to the checkered flag. You might have some wrecks. You might have some, chaos here with your leaders. You never know what's going to happen in these closing laps. New fastest lap belongs to Jamie McMurphy now. And Bucky Campbell, Bento swapped the lead again. Well, Gabe McDuffie back out there, 29th, one lap down. If he's lucky, he might be able to get through this with all the other field wrecking out, but it's going to take a lot here tonight. He can play spoiler here with your leaders right there on his tail. And like redemption or maybe even some form of retaliation could be served up here to that number 12 machine. Oh, look at where McDuffie is going. He lets the 8 by with ease. He's going to make it a living hell for the number 12 here of William Clyde. He's going to cut down right on Bucky Campbell. And not much doing there, but definitely showing his displeasure with the number 12. He's a rolling roadblock at the moment. That car not happy after the damage that it took. They got it fixed up pretty well, though. How about this, though? John Underkoffler up to the top 5, running in 4th. John Thompson in 5th. And teammate cars there for KGA Racing, the 36 and the 34, nose to tail, 5th and 6th. John Underkoffler gets by the lap traffic there, and he's got his sights set on the lead 3. He's turning laps faster than all 3 of those drivers. So keep your eyes on the 07 of John Underkoffler. Here you go. That's another lap down car, the 89 of Michael Bird. Multiple laps down here today. They're able to get around him. John Underkoffler still closing that gap to the lead trio here. Ten laps to go. Now is to make the magic happen. You're running out of time. You got to make the moves when they count the most. Who's going to get to the top and win this race here today? John Underkoffler running faster laps than your leaders, so keep an eye on him. Your number 12 there, you know, William Clyde's been up here all day leading, fighting for the win. But Bucky Campbell's been good. Matthias Bento's been good. Michael Bird, 4 laps down, but he's mixing it up with the leaders because we know that he's got the pace to run with them. But a bad pit stop trapped him many laps down here today. 9 laps remaining. Well, just like that, John Underkoffler just turned his fastest lap in 49.972. He is hauling the mail right now. That Whoopi Burger, number 07, Chevrolet, has finally joined the ranks of your lead 3 here. And he's got his sights set on fighting for the win. Good run down the front stretch. Looks low on William Clyde. Clyde is being held up by the lap traffic at the moment. And that in tow is actually slowing down John Underkoffler just a little bit. He's making a move here. Right there behind the number 12 of William Clyde. They're going to go side by side down the backstretch. A little bit of drafting help there from Elijah Lemon. And Underkoffler is going to settle himself into 3rd place. Matthias Bento still leads this thing. Bucky Campbell in 2nd. But now new 3rd place driver, John Underkoffler. And 7 laps remain. Underkoffler goes low here on the 89. He's got to make hay while he can still do it. Now with clear track ahead, the 07 just needs to dial in those qualifying laps once again and fight for the race win. Bucky Campbell, the one in the middle here between Bento and Underkoffler. Underkoffler, look at the run he's got going. He's got the bricks figured out. He is running that 07 machine like he stole it. Bucky Campbell's hit the outside wall. You can see the damage on the right side of the 85. That's got to be slowing him down a little bit. The 07, though, clean as the day started with him. That 07 machine looks to be on a roll here tonight. Look at that. He's going to make the move on Bucky Campbell. He's going to run into him. Give him a little bit of a bump and run. 85 Bucky Campbell. No defense on that move. Underkoffler. Like a lion out of the cage here today. That 07 looks fierce and feisty. Gets around the 85 for second place. 5 laps to go. The 07 has his sights set on the number 8 ahead of him there. Matthias Bento. And either way, between these two drivers, it'd be a pretty decent feel-good story. Underkoffler has been in the series this year and hasn't had very many shots to fight for the win. This being a big equalizer track that kind of changes the whole setup here. I mean, you got a track that no one really knows how to run, and here he is making the move, getting right up to the 8 there. For Bento, it would be neat to see the 8 in victory lane, especially after the week we just had, losing the driver of the 8 car in NASCAR Cup. Here we go. Underkoffler on the move, making it stick. Gets by Matthias Bento to take the lead away here with 4 laps to go. This has been an absolute clinic. Underkoffler kind of came from absolutely nowhere. During pit stops, it actually helped him get his car right and fight for the win. Bento is not going to give up, though. He's right there on the back bumper of John Underkoffler. Matthias Bento sees the chance, he'll take it. Back down the front stretch with lap traffic ahead of them. Underkoffler looks low at 53, stays high. There they are. They're going to go around the 53, putting him another lap down here. Underkoffler with a clear track ahead. 3 laps to go. And all he's got to do is defend against the 8 of Bento. Bento, though, I imagine trying to harness his inner Kyle Busch spirit here. That 8 would be nice to see in victory lane, paying tributes to the late great Kyle Busch. But John Underkoffler, he didn't want to be shut down or tempted against fate here to find victory for his first ever career win. He's gonna have to hold off this 8, though. He's got to run. He's on the attack. Underkoffler has just a couple laps left to go to get the job done. The Whoopi Burger 07 Chevrolet. Clean Water Project, also an associate sponsor there on the 07. And the 8's right there on his back bumper. It's getting good for the finish. Here goes Bento on the attack. But Underkoffler's going to defend down the front stretch here. Just a couple laps left to go. Bento right there, riding right on the back bumper. Elijah Lemon in 3rd, and even John Thompson in 4th there. KGA Racing making some moves at the end of this one. Matthias Bento trying everything he has here in that number 8 to make a move materialize, but it's not coming to him here yet. We saw the closest finish in history this past Sunday here at Indianapolis with the Indianapolis 500 between David Malukas and number 60 of your winner, Felix Rosenquist. closest finish ever at the Brickyard. And hopefully we can get a photo finish like that here tonight. That would be awesome. At the moment, John Underkoffler's got it in control. But Bento, he wants to show up and steal the win here on the last lap. John Thompson looks low, has to settle back in line behind Elijah Lemon. Down the backstretch for the last time we go here today. Matthias Bento try to carry the momentum through the turns here. The 07 of Underkoffler holds the lead. Once they come back around the turn here, it's going to be one final drag race down the front stretch. John Underkoffler doesn't look like anything to mess with him here. It's John Underkoffler with his first ever career win in the Sigma ARCA Series with that Whoopi Burger 07 Chevrolet Whoopi Burger House. Underkoffler is a winner in the Sigma Series for the first time ever. Second place, Matthias Bento. Third place, Elijah Lemon, John Thompson, and Bucky Campbell. Then you also had Joseph Hayes, William Clyde, Adam Jefferson, Heen Clutchoke, and Jamie McMurphy, your top 10. 11th was Aiden Sparks, Ismael Fontanes, Juliana Bold, Josh Milton, and Chris Jeremio. That's your top 15. Then you had Sean Ard, 16th, Ty Kisniver, 17th, Paul Tabarini, 18th, Cooper Landry, and Wesley Shaw rounding out the top 20. Boogie brings it home in 21st. Craig Bush, Carlos Eduardo, Jamie McNugget, and T.G. Castlenut, your top 25. But it's John Underkoffler, the winner here of the evening. And may not be a track that we come back to in the future, as it was just all through problematic for us here today. But we made it through, and someone, maybe the only one, will be able to rest their hat on victory here at 1911 Indianapolis with the Sigma ARCA Delta division here today. Like, I'm hoping we can get the truck race in here tonight too, but don't quote me on it necessarily. We'll see where I get to and what I can do here tonight. I don't think it'll crash 3 times because the pace car is not like that on the other tracks that we go to. So we will try to get that truck race going here tonight to just be a brief intermission between broadcast coverage here. And I'm sorry, folks, for all the technological difficulties here with the ARCA race. Prime ARCA, that's almost got to expect that nowadays. It's just ARCA in a nutshell, so. Well, thanks, folks, for tuning in to this coverage brought to you here tonight with the Sigma ARCA Delta division. And hopefully we get right into it with the trucks here shortly, but I'll get there when we get there here. So if we don't get back to it, have a great night, have a great week, stay safe out there. We'll be back in action Thursday with the Cup Series, if I can stay on top of the scheduling. So, but other than that, we'll see you in the next